Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Syafiq bin Muhammad Rusli, matric number 046774, and I am from BBA Islamic Finance. Today, I want to present about my internship at Ikhtiar Factory. Ikhtiar Factory is one of the biggest factory at Malaysia, and it partners with Perbadanan Nasional Berhad, which is PNS, and Ikhtiar Factory also operate under Ministry of Finance. I was placed on Credit Admin Department and my position as Credit Admin Officer. From first day until now, I was assigned many tasks for my internship. One of them is drawdown or factoring. Drawdown is when client want to claim their invoice or recurring invoice by monthly. Usually, we as credit department process the claim or process the drawdown. Normally take only 1 day. So basically what I do when make a drawdown is I will make a verification with government. For example, if they have a contract with Ministry of Education, so I will make a verification with staff or officer at Ministry of Education. So when after we make a verification, such as we verified the contract amount, the invoice number, after we make a verification, we will proceed to key in the details in the system, which is CFIS system. This system is only at Ikhtiar Factory. So when we key in the details, so we will proceed to get an approval from our executive director and from our manager CEO office. So when we get the approval, we will submit the document, all the documentation, to accounting department to make a disbursement 80%. After account make a payment, we will submit the document to our partner, which is Perbadanan Nasional Berhad, PNS. After that, we will wait until the payment from the government, and when there is a payment from the government to us, we will refund other 20% minus charges. Next is support letter. Support letter is a document supporting from Ikhtiar to the client for the purpose for the client to enter the tender. For example, client company A want to enter security tender from Ministry of Education. For example, Ministry of Education opens a tender to guide at the school. So when the Ministry of Education open the tender, so the company needs a document supporting to make the government trust them, trust their financial, trust their service. So basically the support letter is to support the client to get the tender from the government. If the client want to make a support letter, firstly they must have a facility with us. So when they have a facility with us, so they just only submit to us the details of the tender, such as the contract title, the government, the address government, what government they want to enter. So after they submit the details, we will proceed by keying the details at our system, which is CFIS system. After we key in, we will print and we will ask approval from our manager, which is manager CEO office, and then we will get approval to our executive director. After we get the approval, we will issue the billing notice, which is like a receipt that client have to make a payment for support letter fee. So when the client pay the support letter fee, so the client can collect the original copy of support letter. FG means finance guarantee. Finance guarantee same like bank guarantee, but the difference is finance guarantee was issued by financial company and bank guarantee was issued by bank. For example, FG is when the government have a contract with a client, so the government will ask Ikhtiar to issue the bond. For example, 2.5% until 5% of the contract amount. So when government asks to issue the bond, so we will keep the bond until the contract expired. So after the contract expired, the client have to request to release the bond by request the release letter to government. So when government make a release letter, and client have to submit to us the original release letter and the original of FG. So after we accept the document, we have to make a verification with the government, the related government, about their performance, about their contract. Is there any wrong, or the contract doing good or not? So when government say everything is okay, so we can release fully amount of FG to client. So basically we will proceed. We will make a checklist. First we will check if is there any outstanding from the client to our company, Ikhtiar Factoring. If there is no outstanding, so we will ask the approval from our manager and our executive director to release the FG, which is to uplift the FG. So after we get approval, we will notify the client that we will release to them the FG bond. The challenges is Ikhtiar Factoring is basically we will rely on documentation only. So the challenges is we have to check the details of document, whether it is true number, no typo. Even the typo, we have to inform the client to submit the right one, the right documentation. We have to ask the client to check the typo, and they have to submit to us the right documentation, because basically we factoring, we strict on the documentation. If there any small error, we cannot proceed the documentation or the flow, because we have to strict on documentation. So if there any wrong, we have to inform the client to check it and to submit to us the right information, the right documentation. So other than that, the challenges is different clients have different approaches. It is because some of client, they already with us for a long time. and there is client still new with us. So basically, the long time client, basically we have a good relationship. So sometimes their flow to make a drawdown or anything is easier because we already know the client, we already know each other, and sometimes it is easier when the client is already with us for a long time. So here communication is really important because when there is a client, we have to ask our senior executive or our manager whether the flow is same like others or not, because different clients have different approaches. So here communication is important. So because of that, we have to ask if we don't know. So I think that's all from me for my presentation. So I will end with wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.